also, I think he has some really good timings when he attacks, when he pushes out with his Blue Flame, Thor, tank, whatever he has at that point. So yeah, let's see if Cass will try to play a bit more aggressive. Maybe some, I don't know, Ling, Roach, Bane. But on the other hand, that's really bad against Banshee openings.
Can be,
this Terran opening which they use right now, this Hellion Banshee, is so safe against almost every kind of all-in Zerg can do, I think.
It's funny because everyone was just like, Hellion openings are dead. And then all of a sudden, like, people like Lucifron came along.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, I'll just put my Banshees with my Hellions to kick things off. And actually, you can't really do much about it at all. I mean, people who were even doing that before, just for a little bit. And it still works. Anyway. Player intros, thank you, Mr. Fezzer. Our lovely, lovely observer here. As we do have Lucifron going to be spawning here. Oh, there was a little smiley face, I saw that. As our blue Terran, and down to the south, we have Kez going to be spawning here as our red Zerg looking to pull it back against that Diablo of a Spanish desperado.
Terran Devil here.
It's tough, man. Don't know how the Muslim got the name, but
yeah, it's
Lucifrons, man. It's Lucifrons. That fire, it burns.
It burns. Yeah. So we will see one Rex CC once again. I'm pretty sure about that. Lucifron will not switch his build here. He feels so confident, and yeah.
At least the opener.
Yeah.
At least the Hellion Banshee. He can go into bio. I'm not as much a fan of Lucifron's bio in comparison to his mech. I love his mech, but then again, I love mech from anybody. So it really does entirely depend on how he wants to take this map. It can be good for drop play, so he could quite easily go into the bio, but still, mech can work quite nicely because of how you can control the chokes and expand like just profusely from that point on, so it can work out quite well.
So yeah, one Rex CC. The CC is on the way. The Overlord, well, he couldn't see the command center going up, but that's not really needed, I guess. It's a very quick gas, right? Oh no, actually 2 gases. Yeah, that's pretty standard. You have to get the factory out as quickly as possible. And Lucifron is scouting the Zerg's main base right now, just to make sure that there was no early gas opening. And Cass is sending down his drones to the natural now.
I'm going to be very intrigued to see actually what Lucifron wants to pick here, but more so, I want to see Kez just make the walls, take all the precautionary measures required and necessary to really, really deal with this, because if he cannot deal with those Hellions to begin with, he just dies. There's not really much of a way. I mean, even if he just loses 10 drones or something like that, it's not the biggest of deals, but it escalates too much from a player like Lucifron, who is willing to go for such a quick 3rd CC off the back of finding his mech stability. So, it can be difficult.
Yeah, Lucifron will pick off this Overlord here. Cass probably forgot about it. Really nice by Lucifron, running behind the Overlord before he did the first shot. So the Overlord will automatically fly into the main base instead of like to the gap where it can hide again. So really good by Lucifron there. He will maybe lose his SCV, which was scouting. No, the Marines will save it. Everything is going wrong once again.
Oh well.
So Reactor Hellion is on the way. Starport as well. Dropped his mules at the natural. And yeah.
Plenty of gas going down for Kez back at home as well. I would like to see, again, like, if he went for something like a quick wall off with the Queens to actually plug those holes, and then from that point on, like, ticked up really, really quickly on some kind of, like, a little bit of a muta opening, and actually that would shut down a little bit of what we're seeing for Lucifron from here, but it all really relies on making sure that you don't let anything get in, making sure that anything like that really, really doesn't happen, because if you do, then you don't really have much of a way to actually get that going. And he's going for the quick 3rd again.
Especially on Metropolis, you have the rocks in between, so it might be really hard to defend the Hellion Banshee stuff here.
If he's not careful, this is going to play out exactly the same way. But look at the... Oh, Lucifron's not supply blocked anymore. He just unblocked himself, and for now the Banshees are in production as well as those Hellions.
And once again with Cloak,
Yeah, so What I do like from Kez, though, is he always goes up to the 4 queens really fast. And look at this, he's actually making the good wall off here, but he needs to get the blue ship all the way. There we go. So he does block off.
Position on the queens. There was good control there.
Yeah.
And by the way, Kez is not the guy in the suit. I just saw the picture.
It's this guy.
Yeah. So he won against the guy who was in the suit.
Maybe, yeah.
And Lucifron is getting a third behind this. The Overlord will scout it, while the Hellions still trying to poke in here. But actually they should not get in, because if the queens are on hold position, everything is fine. Cloak, as I mentioned earlier, is on the way. Lucifron is a small supply block here at 62. He can produce the second Banshee.
Oh, why on earth did he move out of the wall? The Hellions now coming in once again here, trying to get some drones. Will kill off quite a lot, very fast here. 5 killed off, 8 killed off, 11 killed off. Oh no! Oh,
why did he move the queens?
No! Okay, so like a Roach Warren or something like that is generally your go-to standard to actually deal with this early on. I mean, of course, it isn't as effective once the Banshees come along and they're pretty annoying. And again, you know, Lucifron, he's just going for his double armory again. Why not? Stay with the mech play. Stay with all of these capabilities that he had in game number 1, and it's going to work out for him so well. It's so strong in the hands of Lucifron.
Yes. Yes.
You didn't listen to a word I said.
Well, I know what you talked about, but I didn't know what to say about that. Because yeah, it's right. Lucifron once again got the advantage by killing the drones.
Yeah.
2 armories, 2 more factories. Because of the small supply block Lucifron had, he's only has 1 Banshee and the second one on the way. So this time the spores are in place. So I think Kez is fine against the Banshees, but the Hellions...
Oh no.
The gap is open once again.
Well, the Creep Tumor has now spotted the fact that these are here, so he should be able to block it.
The drones at the third base are very exposed.
And the rocks haven't been broken down either.
Yeah. So the Hellions trying to find the gap, while the Banshees are flying into the main base once again.
He's just, it's getting really difficult. The Spore Crawlers aren't actually negating as much as they would like to here, as the Banshees do find a little bit of a vulnerability in this defense in the main. Although providing them the detection, so that's okay. But it's still not connected, these bases with Creep. You need these bases connected to actually waddle back and forth between them, not only to be able to shut down the Banshees, but also eventually when those Hellions start running in as well.
Nice cloak timing there. He just activated it last second when the Queens...
And Kez is going for Ventral Sacs and Pneumatized Carapace. So he's actually just going to, I guess, make a lot of roaches and just drop them in his opponent's main and hope for it. Like, I think that's what we're going to see.
Yeah.
Which could occur, and it could be alright.
Good transfuse, by the way. And a few Zerglings running into the third base. There's no defense at all, so... you have to move them.
The Zerglings, yeah.
So he's going to kill a few SCVs, I believe. Well, there's 1 Marine, but it's running instead of fighting. And the Banshees, this time they only have 5 and 8 kills, so they didn't do too much. And those Zerglings doing a good job here.
Yeah, they really are. Killing off 5 workers here, so not too bad at all. They will even get a few mules for their troubles. Meanwhile, the Hellions, several ton of Hellions are on the way to clean up those 5 Zerglings, and they do very well.
Losing 1 Banshee here to the Queens. And yeah, you're right. He's just gonna drop, just gathering his Overlords, he's gathering Roaches. And he has a lot of minerals, and he's supply blocked. That hurts so much.
The Doom Armada of Kez. He's going to try and go for it. How many? Technically, the fact that his opponent, well, I mean, there's going to be a few Thors out. If he can get repairing on those, he should be all right. But there was only Hellions out, and they're on the way to, like, another base. So they don't really do too much damage to Roaches, but he actually killed off a lot of Roaches.
Oh, no, the Hellions are going into the third base.
Uh-oh.
There's no Spine Crawler, no Roach, only 1 Queen, so all the drones will die. But he doesn't need the drones anymore because he's going to go for an all-in drop, right?
And that's on the way into the main of his opponent right now. They could actually hit right on top of the Thors that are popping, although there's already 3 Thors out here, and that's actually going to be able to deal quite a significant amount of damage, especially with these units actually bottled up as well. As long as the Hellions actually tank, and there we go, he's pulling off some SCVs as well to try and keep them repaired.
Killing 1 Thor.
Yeah, nicely done.
But there are no Queens with this attack, so the Banshees alone will be able to clean this up. It will take a while, but it will definitely happen like this. And yeah, he has to load up once again. Trying to fly home. The big problem is that he lost so many drones right before this engagement happened.
Yeah. Lost 41 right now to the 10 of him actually killing of Lucifron. So I mean, there's 2-2 on the way. The Banshee's being added on as well as Thors. He can quite easily just make an absolute Doom army in the form of these Thors and Hellions, as well as Banshees, and just march across the map. Look at this, even Lucifron putting down a ton of missile turrets. They are still on the way to actually go for the drop, so they will get a few SCV kills in turn, as well as some Roaches actually marching up to the third here. So he's doing a good job of actually stretching Lucifron.
He forgot Roach speed. He forgot Roach speed. He just started Roach speed a few seconds ago. So, I mean, even though the Roaches made it across the map, it took really long.
Yeah.
And they are way less scary. You can see the Banshees killing the Roaches left and right here. Very easy pickoffs. He's losing some SCVs. Let's have a check. 41 against 52 workers here. And the Banshees are so effective in this army composition. I really like that Terran started to build them all the time. Like, not only one or two, but they keep making Banshees.
It just adds that extra dynamic that's so difficult to deal with in big fights. Because you have to have, like, Corruptors or just... I mean, technically, if you've got Infestors later on, Fungals can deal, but still, it's annoying.
Yeah, and I would love to see at least always one Raven with his army.
And the drop's on the way again here, trying for Kez to make it work out. 9 Thors are already on the map here, though. So that's massive amounts of DPS that they're packing, especially with 2-2 now finishing up. 3-3 could quite easily be on the way in just a little bit. He's getting the Infestation pit down as well, but Lucifron here with the Banshees. I mean, the drops can never do anything because the Banshees are just hovering around. Yeah,
he's loading in his few Roaches. Only 3 of them left. And Lucifron is... look at the supply. It's 170 against 80. And... basically, only Queens are defending Kess right now. Lucifron is running across the map with 2-2 Thors, killing all the Queens, and yeah.
This is a scary army, gotta say. Although, again, like, of all the mech builds, it really is this one. For me, at least, the Hellion Thor Banshee that really pushes my buttons. This is, and there you go, GG, guys.
Yeah. So, Lucifron made it through the open bracket, right?
Yes.
Congrats.
Oh, wait, no. Surely that can't be his last game, right? Really? Maybe he has to play, like, the winners or something.
Oh, yeah, he has to play one more game.
That would make sense.
This should have been wrong.